You are listening to the Legends Lingo podcast, brought to you by CouchGuySports.com. With your host, Al.
Buddy, you were targeted 6 times, you caught 2 receptions, and did nothing else.
Powder.
Yes, sir.
And Fiesta.
He hasn't done jack. They've won one cup and they made a lot of playoff appearances. But he is a snake, oily snake. He's a crook.
Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Legends Lingo podcast, episode 114, presented by Couch Guy Sports. As always, check out everything on CouchGuySports.com, from the blogs to the podcast to the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel, everything else in between. You see it. We got it out there. I'm your host, Al Nahegan. Alongside me tonight, Tom Powder. Cadmus, Powder. Loving the shirt, by the way. That's a great shirt.
Thank you. It's one of a kind pretty much now because the Elite Baseball League changed to New Balance Select. So we had apparel for one baseball season and now it's done. So, but I like the color. So
Can you get me a free shirt if there's still any left, if you can find one?
if Mike and Dave have some extra, yeah. Like I said, it was a 1 year thing that we did this color scheme and everything. So
Just ask them. Just see if they have an XL for me. They
Yeah.
might do me the solid. But again, CouchGuySports.com and everything else in between. Last round of co-host tryouts tonight. We brought on a guy that is very knowledgeable, a shooting star in Couch Guy Sports. It's Birdie and Chris host Matt Burnett. He's also a writer. He's also an editor. He does basically everything in Couch Guy. So, Matty B, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Alan Powder? Excited to be here.
awesome.
I can tell. How do you feel that your beard is gone? Honest to God.
It's a little colder now.
That's totally fair. So, Matty B joining us tonight. We have a lot of topics that we got to talk about. Jimmy G, Patriots. I know where 2 of us stand on this podcast. I want to get the third opinion. We also got some Red Sox opening day tidbits to talk about. And the Celtics made a move at the trade deadline. Actually made a couple. And we're going to talk about whether they got better or worse. But first, before we get into all of that, Matty B and Powder, opening day is on Thursday. And is there any better feeling in the world than the freshly mowed grass at the ballpark on opening day?
No.
There's
No.
not. There's not. Well, I got something for you guys. How about freshly groomed balls? Because our sponsors, that's right, Legends Lingo Podcast, sponsored by Manscaped. Our sponsors at Manscaped are the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming and are here to help you strike out your bush for good. It's a whole new balls game, ladies and gentlemen. And Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide, so join the movement. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code LLP at manscaped.com. I'm telling you right now, these products are not a joke. They're so easy to use, and I personally have all the confidence in the world with the best tools for the job at Manscaped. That's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team, they spent 1.5 years, 18 months, perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created, the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. And because of their ceramic blade and advanced skin-safe technology, your snags will be reduced with a close shave, just like Matty shaved his beard off. The Lawnmower 3.0 is simply the best hygiene tool for the modern man. It hits the sweet spot in every way for your balls. Perfect Package 3.0 also comes with the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, and it's time to keep your testes fresh and clean. The Crop Preserver is an anti-chafing ball deodorant to keep your balls sticking to your leg from end to end. What a curveball from the norm when I'm at the ball game. This stuff is absolutely legit. And the Crop Reviver is a spray-on toner for your balls, which is made with soothing aloe and witch hazel extracts that will give your balls a boost. Manscaped even threw in their shed travel bag to keep all your goodies stored comfortably. And speaking of comfort, there's also the Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs that are also included and will bring your boxer game to the next level, whether you're playing softball, golf, whatever it may be. Trust me, you're going to want the boxer briefs as a part of your package. And complete your top to bottom grooming game with the new refined cologne. Look at that. Refined. The cologne is unreal. The new refined cologne signature scent by Manscaped. As Powder opens it up, look at that. It's just unbelievable. It just, the labeling, everything is just great. With the same signature scent that's all in Manscaped's formulas, this cologne is a perfect complement to the collection. Talk about the ultimate utility man. Manscaped is like the, let's say it's like the Mookie Betts or maybe even Mike Trout of ball trimmers. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code LLP at manscaped.com. hit the balls out of the park this season with the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0. Again, that's 20% off and free shipping with the code LLP at manscaped.com. 20% off, free shipping, manscaped.com. Use that code LLP. Baseball is back, gentlemen. Do not let your pubes get out of whack. First topic. Oh, by the way, new sponsor alert coming next week.
Yep.
So be on the lookout for a brand new sponsor. It's going to be
exciting.
Good. It is exciting. It's going to be good. Matty B, you're our guest, and we've been doing this with our guests a lot lately. So we have Patriots, Celtics, Red Sox. Which do you want to talk about first?
Let's get the Patriots first. They're always fun to talk about.
They are, and I get the feeling we're going to have a very highly touted debate. Not be afraid to debate here, good sir, because we know that you are quite knowledgeable when it comes to football.
Oh, I'm going to take you down, Al. Don't worry.
Well, if Powder agrees with me, you're going to have to take us both down. So good luck going 2-on-1.
All right. I'm used to it.
So Jimmy G, Patriots, there are a lot of reports coming out. 49ers are basically saying they're probably not going to trade Jimmy G. Patriots fans are saying that's probably a smokescreen. It could be that the 49ers are trying to get leverage. The 49ers now have the number 3 pick in the upcoming NFL draft. That's significant because when I see that, it makes me think to myself, there's no way they're not going to draft a quarterback here, right? There's no way that they're going to trade up to just go get a Devonta Smith or go get a Jamar Chase or go get, like Kyle Pitts or something like that. You would think that it would be a quarterback. So my whole thing is this. Why are we automatically shutting the door right now of Jimmy G potentially coming here? Now, after the draft, that's one thing. If it's after the draft, nothing's been done, it's like, okay, you're probably rolling with Cam, which whatever. I'm okay with him proving me wrong from last year. But I don't think it's out of the question to say that Jimmy G could still end up being a Patriot. I don't think it's completely out of the question yet. So that's just me with Jimmy G. I'm going to go with Powder. We know where Matty stands after that eye roll, so we know what his answer is going to be. So I want to see what Powder has to say. Powder, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you. I saw this news kind of late after it happened on Friday that the 49ers traded up, but I definitely see they're going to draft a quarterback. They have to, and I think they're just saying they're not trading Jimmy G, maybe drive up the price a little on him because they know they want to draft a quarterback, and that's what they're targeting. And I think just Jimmy G should come back home, come back with the Patriots, and try and win a championship with the Patriots because I think with the way, like I've said every week, with the way the Patriots are built, it's kind of like how the 49ers made it to Super Bowl a couple of years ago. He doesn't need to be a great passer, just needs to be a field general and give the ball to running back and hit the playmakers and just give the ball to people who need it, and then the defense will do work on the other side of the ball. So I think the Patriots should end up with Jimmy G.
So before we get to Matty, so are you saying you'd rather Jimmy G than Cam?
Yes.
Okay, just to make that clear. Okay, so you're outnumbered 2-1. We know where you stand, but Matty B, give us your best shot.
All right, first things first. It's been reported that the Patriots do not plan to go after Jimmy G. Second off, it's also been confirmed that the 49ers are actually going to go get a quarterback. They've confirmed it themselves. Third things third, Jimmy G has a no-trade clause on his contract. There is zero shot he's going to tell the 49ers, yeah, I'll waive to go to New England. No, I think he likes where he is in San Francisco. He knows he's the guy there, regardless of who they're going to take at 3 from quarterback. Rumor has it most likely could be Mac Jones, which is hilarious to me because he's not that good of a quarterback, in my opinion. And fourth of all, Patriots fans literally need to get over the fact that Jimmy G is not coming to New England. I get it. He was not good last year, but look at Cam Newton, what he was given. He joined the Patriots late July. He had no offseason, no preseason, and he had no receivers to throw the football except for Julian Edelman, who got banged up rather early in the season. The dude was set up to fail, and that's exactly what he did. He failed, and the only reason, and for some reason, Patriots fans seem to forget that he was actually pretty decent before he got COVID. Once he got COVID, yeah, he was pretty shot as a quarterback, but he was dealing with the after effects of COVID.
So,
I don't know what Patriots fans are expecting. When you come back from something that basically caused the world to shut down for many months. Like, I don't know what they want.
So let me ask you this, Maddie, just to rebuttal real quick. And I just want to ask you this quick. Obviously, at the NFL level, you get faster testing, best doctors in the world, everything like that. If Cam Newton was really suffering like long-term effects from COVID, should he have even been playing?
I don't think he should have been playing. I think the Patriots rushed him back.
Okay, that's
okay. My opinion.
That's totally fair. And if you didn't say that, I was going to say, well, how can you really say that? But okay, so we agree on that. That's my whole thing is like, yeah, they rushed him back, but when he was missing, it's not like he was missing by a yard or two. He was missing pretty badly with some of those throws, like really badly.
I mean, COVID could have affected his arm strength, though. That's the thing,
By like 10 yards?
That's I'm assuming I don't know what the three of us, our personal relationship with COVID, if we know anyone who had it or if any of us have had it. COVID works in weird ways, man. And I mean, there's probably more discoveries being made about it this day. It could have affected him badly. Like he definitely probably wasn't breathing properly either. So that was affecting him because to play football pretty well, you got to be able to breathe. If you're not breathing well, you're not going to perform well.
Okay, so let's segue a little bit, and this still does relate to the Pats and Jimmy G's situation. So let's say this: 49ers are picking at 3. They're 100% picking at 3. They're probably going to take a quarterback, right? We can establish that.
They literally said they're taking a quarterback at 3. They're not keeping it a secret.
No, so they're going to take a quarterback at 3. Jimmy G also has a $25 million cap hit that the 49ers might not want to pay for. So that's my whole thing is like, are you going to draft a quarterback and are you going to make it a situation where Jimmy's the starter and you're just going to groom this guy along? Or are they going to try to get rid of Jimmy? Whoever you bring in, put him around playmakers like George Kittle and the backs and everything. And then obviously the Patriots would welcome him back in open arms. And if he waived his no trade clause, then he would come back. Is that a possibility?
I don't think he'd want to come back. I don't think he'd want to come back, though. I think he's happy in San Francisco.
So he's happy in the sense that he might lose his job?
Well, I don't think he's going to lose his job to a rookie. That's not going to happen.
Okay, so you answered the question. Okay, so you think that he's still going to start. Okay.
Yeah, you don't pay Jimmy G that much money to sit on the bench.
Okay.
You don't. You don't. I mean, at one point, he was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL when he signed that contract extension. You don't pay him that kind of money for him just to keep, whoever the quarterback would be, the starting quarterback for the 49ers, their spot on the bench more. No. He's going to be the starting quarterback. And if the 49ers really wanted him gone, he'd be gone by now.
Okay. Powder, any additional thoughts or any quarterbacks in the draft that you might like to see the Patriots take or any moves?
I just hope if they're going to take quarterback, I feel like they have to trade up a little bit, but I kind of just want to see him draft a young guy. It doesn't matter who it is. If it's just one that, I don't know. Obviously, you're not getting Lawrence. You're probably not getting Mac Jones if the Niners are after him. But get one of the other guys like Zach Wilson or something like that. Yeah, I think would be good.
And I think Wilson's going to go to the Jets. A lot of reports are saying he's going to go to the Jets. So, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. But even if Lawrence is gone, Wilson's gone, say Mac Jones is gone, you still have a few intriguing options that if you traded up, if you made a trade, if you desperately want a quarterback, you might make a trade with an Atlanta to try to get up to 4. You might try to trade with Cincinnati to try to get up to 5. Because if you don't, those quarterbacks are probably going to be gone. Justin Fields, Trey Lance, they might be gone. So my whole thing is, if you're going to draft a quarterback, go get a quarterback. Because let's face it, if Cam Newton and Jarrett Stidham are both back again next year, that's not good. And I'm not saying on Cam's side. I'm saying to have Stidham as your backup. Yeah. And I loved Stidham.
Stidham's bad.
Yes, yeah. I thought Stidham was going to be the guy. I thought he was going to get some playing time. I thought he was actually going to prove himself, but I've been proven wrong. So that's my whole thing.
Stidham's pretty bad. Here's my thing. I'm a huge Auburn fan. I was telling everybody, Stidham's going to be a great backup here. Yeah, I'd like to apologize for that. He sucks.
Okay.
He's a nightmare.
He is a nightmare. Full-heartedly agree with you there. Yeah. Any final Patriots thoughts before we move on?
There's some hidden gems that they could get day 3 for quarterback if they don't get one round 1 through 5. I think 6th round they could hit on a couple players.
You thinking like Ian Book or someone like that?
They could get Book. They could get Sam Ehlinger from Texas. They could get Kellen Mond from Texas A&M. Those are 3 names to look out for, too, for New England, if they don't land a quarterback in the earlier rounds.
All right. Be on the lookout for stuff with the NFL draft. Maybe there's going to be a Twitch stream, maybe for Couch Guy, just saying. But
That'd be pretty cool.
that would be kind of cool. All right. We're going to move on. Baseball. Powder's a baseball guy. I'm a baseball guy. Maddie, you like baseball. You do like.
Yeah, I'm a baseball fan. This week on Bernie and Chris, we had a baseball preview. So
go check that out. Shameless plug.
I didn't mean to plug it like that, but yeah, So I do know baseball. Yeah,
it's a plug. Go check out Bernie and Chris on the Couch Guy Sports Network. I got you covered. But Red Sox, they're starting up on Thursday, guys. So as we're recording on Tuesday, March 30th, about 7:20 Eastern Standard Time, the Red Sox are going to have finished their first game at this time on Thursday. I'm excited. I am excited about the season. And we were just talking about this on Couch Guy Sports Podcast. Jarrett Scally and Matt DeRozier, man, love them both. But my goodness, are they saying that the Boston Red Sox are going to be better than they actually are? Like, let me ask you this, Maddie, real quick. I think I know Powder's stance, and Powder might have to remind me of the exact numbers. What do you have them just right now? 162 game season. What would you have them as a record? How many wins?
I have them like 73 wins right now.
Okay. So
I'm not good at math. I can't figure out the losses from that.
73. That's 73 and 89.
Yeah.
I have them at 83 and 79. That was the record that I had. A little above 500, but nothing crazy. Powder, what was it? Didn't you have them?
I had 85 wins.
Yeah. So we're right, like 70s to 80s. These guys are thinking 90 wins.
We're
thinking that they might win the AL East. Like, no. This is the reality of the situation. You have so many question marks, and believe me, I'm still happy about the season. So this pessimism, take it for what it's worth. Chris Sale is not back yet. Eduardo Rodriguez is already saying that he has a dead arm. That's not a good sign. So right now, your starting rotation looks something along the lines of Nathan Eovaldi, Tanner Houck, Martin Perez. Excuse me. There are 2 other pitchers. I'm trying to think of the 2 other pitchers.
Nick Pivetta.
Nick Pivetta is another one. And then, I don't know who else there could be. I'm missing the 5th starter. But that's the point is, the starting rotation is so critical, especially if Sale is out until at least the All-Star break. Yeah, he might be progressing along, but you need Sale back in that rotation to solidify your ace. Now, the offense, very good. The Red Sox led the Grapefruit League in home runs. They went 16-11 in.
Garrett Richards is who you were missing.
Garrett Richards. Okay, so Garrett Richards is going to be your 5. Yikes. But anyways, the back end of the bullpen, I think, is going to be better than people expect, especially with Sawamura, Barnes, Darwinson, Hernandez, Adam Ottavino as your closer. The back end of the bullpen, I think, is going to be okay. The middle relievers, long relievers, we'll see what happens there. And defensively, I think they're going to be just fine. But I don't see this team being a playoff team. I see them being, like I said, like a 500 or a little above 500. And then in 2022, I see them taking a jump and then getting back into contention. I think we're 1 year away from seeing the Red Sox back to actually having a shot at winning the American League pennant. That's just me. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Maddie, we'll start with you, then we'll go to Powder.
Well, I think AL Rookie of the Year is going to be Bobby Dalbec without a doubt. I mean, the dude just crushed it in spring training. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does. As for the starting rotation, yeah, it's pretty critical. It sucks that we're not going to have Sale to probably the All-Star break. So, I mean, Eovaldi and how do you pronounce Tanner's last name? Is it Houck? Houck. Tanner Houck and Martin Perez. I mean, they're going to be the big 3 for our starting rotation. Maybe Garrett Richards surprises everybody, gets a win every now and then. Bullpen, I do agree with you, Al. I think it's going to be a lot better than people are thinking, and I'm not worried about the offense as well. I'm just worried about the starting pitching, and I just think it's going to struggle, and it's going to be a big struggle.
Yeah, definitely going to be a struggle. Powder, talk us off the ledge, please.
Their offense is going to be one of the best, if not the best, in all of baseball. I think offensively can compete with anybody, but like both of you have said, the rotation and bullpen's kind of a little scary. But I think once you get Sale back, if you're a winning ball club, once you get Sale back, I think you have a legitimate chance to make a run, but it's going to be tough with, like you said, the back three guys in the rotation. Like, what's Pavetta going to give you? I know the Red Sox are high on him, but what is he like? Is he going to be able to win majority of his starts, or is he going to get hit around a lot? And then, like we've all said, the bullpen. Are we going to feel comfortable with a one-run lead going into the seventh inning and having the seventh, eighth, ninth locked down? And especially Matt Barnes being the closer, like we all know, he's a little shaky when he in those big situations. He gets the job done, but sometimes he doesn't. So I think the Red Sox offense, if the pitching can surprise us and be good, I think they are a playoff team. But I just think it's going to be hard to keep the pitching. Like, the pitching's not going to help.
So I think it's pretty much across the board. Offense is going to be fine. Bullpen, better. Starting pitching is the big question mark. That's the whole thing. Can your starting pitching get you through 5-6 innings and not give up 6-7 runs? That's the whole thing. Exactly. Like Matty B's face says it all. Like, it's going to be cringeworthy to watch at times. So you better hope that those days the Red Sox are coming out swinging. But I think with this lineup, I mean, you go around the diamond, right? Christian Vasquez, he's been improving his offensive numbers. Bobby Dahlbeck, we think, could win Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Kike Hernandez has been a spark at second base. Xander and Devers, they're going to do their thing.
But even Christian Arroyo has had a good spring and is making Hernandez is not automatically just going to be the starting second baseman.
No, Arroyo could give Hernandez some competition, and that's a good problem to have. And then the outfield, Alex Verdugo, I think, is going to do even better. He did pretty good in 2020, but I think he takes a step forward in 2021. Franchi Cordero, did you guys see his home run the other day? Oh, my gosh.
I did.
That thing was a moonshot. Like, he's going to have some raw power. And then I'm trying to think. JD Martinez, obviously, as a
Hunter
Renfroe is a guy that can hit for power. This lineup on paper is actually better than people are giving it credit for. So that's why I think, honestly, like, especially opening day, I think it's going to be just like last year. I think the Red Sox are going to run right all over the Orioles, and it's going to be an absolute slugfest on opening day. After that, we'll see what happens. Put it that way. But Red Sox baseball is back. We're back in action, and I cannot wait next week to talk about having some games underneath our belts. So it's going to be very, very good. Final topic for the night, Celtics. Okay, the Celtics finished their trade deadline. They played some games ever since. Daniel Tice, Javonte Green, Jeff Teague, smell you later. Evan Fournier, Mo Wagner, Luke Cornett, the Green Cornett, by the way. Great nickname. The Killer Cornett, great nickname.
Is that what we're going with for him?
I mean, it's a pretty cool nickname, the Killer Cornett.
I do like it, yeah.
It's pretty good. But those three are in. So here's the thing. And I want to get ahead of this now really quick. Evan Fournier made a Celtics debut last night against the New Orleans Pelicans. So as you're listening to this, it was on Monday night against New Orleans. He went 0 for 10. He didn't have his debut stunk. But if you're one of those fans that's just going to be like, oh, this guy stinks. He can't hit a basket. Relax. Like, seriously, calm down. He averages 20 a game. He probably was a little overexcited that he's actually in a situation where he'll probably Celtics will make the playoffs, albeit an 8 or 7 seed. But he's in a better situation, and he wanted to prove that it was worth trading for him. So I'm giving him a pass, and I think he's going to be just fine. And when the Celtics play the Mavericks on Wednesday night, you're going to see a much different Evan Fournier. I think that's good. Mo Wagner, he's a piece. 6'11", can do a little bit, nothing crazy. And Luke Cornett, 7'2", but he can shoot, which is nice to have. It's nice to have a big that can shoot. And I think Matty B and I agree on this. Thank goodness Daniel Tice is out of here.
God, I'm so happy he's gone. He had a nice block last night, not going to lie.
He did. I saw that on Twitter. I saw that with the Bulls. He had a nice little block.
I'm so happy he's gone. He sucked.
He was so bad. So here's a question I want to throw out to the two of you. Do you think the Celtics, after this deadline, got better or got worse, even if it's just a little bit in either direction? I'll start with Matty. Then I'll go to Powder.
I think they got like a tiny bit better. Not much though. Let's see what Evan Fournier can do. Yeah, he had a lemon of a debut last night. We're gonna rip that one up and throw it away in the trash. We're gonna forget that one happened. I agree with you on Wednesday. He's gonna be a lot better on Wednesday because he kind of has to be. Cornette. That's what I call him after the juju dance that he does. That's my nickname for him. He's been solid so far. The Celtics needed a big man. They went out and got one. Probably not who anyone expected it, but Luke Cornette, I think he's not going to be like a star or anything like that, but he's just going to be the solid big man that goes up, gets a rebound, makes a block when he needs to, and scores. Simple as that. Mo Wagner, whatever his last name is. Yeah, he's a bench player. He'll come in, give a solid 5 minutes, and sit down. Simple as that. I don't want to say I'm like overly excited now that we have some new players, but I'm just happy Tice is gone. That to me, that was a win right there that he was gone. Tice, good riddance. See you later. I think the Celtics got a tiny bit better, and this is gonna sound crazy, Al, but I can see them potentially getting the 6th seed. I think they can catapult to the 6th seed.
I don't think that's crazy. I think that's like they could fall anywhere. They need a little win streak to happen, but I think they can fall anywhere 4 to 6.
I think they can get one. They can get a win streak going. I think
so too. Listen, avoid the Sixers. Actually, not even avoid the Sixers. Just avoid Brooklyn in the first round.
That's basically it.
Avoid Brooklyn. You've proven you can play with Milwaukee. You proved that. You went out and split with them on the road. You have proven that you can play with Milwaukee. That's been proven time and time again. You can beat the Knicks. The Hornets, I still don't buy the Hornets. They've had a nice little season. Terry Rozier.
It'll be tough without LaMelo.
Yes, it'll be tough without having LaMelo Ball. I agree. But they still have, obviously, Terry Rozier. They have Gordon Hayward. So they have some pieces in place. But I still would take my chances in a 7-game series with the Celtics against any of those teams. Powder, any thoughts on the Celtics trade deadline stuff?
I was going to say a little bit better, like Maddie said. I just think it's kind of up in the air until we see Evan Fournier kind of play a little bit more and obviously not have a game like he did, which we all definitely agree that that's not going to be what we get from him. He's going to be a good, productive player for the Celtics. So I think just waiting another couple games, but I think they definitely got better. I don't know if it's a whole lot better, but definitely a little bit better to maybe push them, like both of you just said, to maybe a little bit higher of a seed, to somewhere maybe the 5 seed, and have a good finish, and then maybe make the playoffs a little bit easier than being a 7 or 8 seed.
Okay. And so there's one thing that I just want to add, and then I want to give you a little hypothetical real quick before we sort of wrap up for the night. Evan Fournier is going to be a free agent at the end of this season. So the Celtics Danny needs to do what he needs to do to keep Evan Fournier in the fold as a part of the future. I mean, Maddie, it stinks to say, but it's true. You're not just going to trade for a rental and then say, see you later, especially if you're not going to contend for a title.
I hope that's not Danny Ainge's plan. I hope he realizes that, okay, he's a free agent. Hope Danny Ainge doesn't just automatically assume, he's going to want to stay in Boston. I don't trust Danny Ainge. I really don't. I haven't been a big fan of him lately. And honestly, if Evan Fournier walks, I wouldn't be surprised if Danny just doesn't do anything. Be like, didn't know he was going to do that.
So that leads me to this situation. Obviously, there's a disgruntled superstar in Washington named Bradley Beal. That's a name to keep an eye out for this offseason. However, Minnesota Timberwolves came out today and said that Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell could be available in trade talks because Minnesota just can't figure it out. They get all these high draft picks. They just can't put it together. They're still one of the worst teams in all the NBA. With that being said, I'm going to give you a little hypothetical here. Who would you rather have right now on this current Celtics team? Would you rather have Bradley Beal or would you rather have Karl Anthony Towns? I know who I want. I'll give you guys a second to think about it because there are pros and cons to both, I think. I really do. So I'm going to start with Maddie, and then I'm going to go to Powder, and then I got my answer. So go ahead, Maddie.
Karl-Anthony Towns, simple as that. You have Kemba, you have Jaylen Brown, you have Jason Tatum. The three of them aren't going anywhere. Yeah, they got Luke Cornett. They still need a big man, though. Bring in Karl-Anthony Towns. It's going to take a lot to trade him. Honestly, I say maybe trade Cornett, maybe trade Marcus Smart with him, and maybe 2-3 draft picks, and come on over Karl-Anthony Towns. You're gonna have to say goodbye to one of the fan favorite players in Boston and go get Karl-Anthony Towns. And I think it'll be Marcus Smart.
Okay, Powder.
Yeah, I was gonna say Karl-Anthony Towns too, because I just think, like Matt just said, you have Kemba, you have Jalen, you have Jason. Bring in a big man that's one of the better big men in all the league, and he'll get you your rebounds and he can score. And he can kind of do anything on the floor. He's one of those players that would, I think, fit very well into the Celtics system. And getting a big man like that will definitely put the Celtics over the top and make them a true contender.
Okay. I respect those answers. Here's my thing. You asked me this question a month or two ago. I agree with you guys. I say Karl-Anthony Towns. But right now, I'm going with Bradley Beal, and here's why. Number one of the top scorers in the NBA. Doesn't hurt to have. Number two, he said he wants to play with Jason Tatum. Probably going to pick the situation in Boston over Washington. That would just be me. I don't know. Number three, here's the thing. You trade away Marcus Smart. Try to trade away Kemba Walker in that deal. Try to trade away maybe Luke Cornett if he proves that he's consistent the rest of the year. Throw in a couple picks. Next year, if you told me next year you could roll in with a starting five of the following: Peyton Pritchard, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Robert Williams, I'm liking that starting five a whole lot. Because I'm not saying Robert Williams is comparable to Karl-Anthony Towns. You can't compare the two, and I understand that. But if you didn't trade Robert Williams, now if you include Robert Williams in the trade, you got Cat, okay, fine, whatever. But if you didn't, wouldn't you rather keep Robert Williams in here so he can grow and develop with the two J's, and then you bring in another elite scorer that can be your two, and you can have Jalen and Jason as your 3 and your 4? I don't know. That's kind of enticing to me. It really is. And nothing against Cat. I like Karl-Anthony Towns a lot. And if he came to Boston, I'd be over the moon excited. But Bradley Beal is a scorer that you need. You need a guy that can make shots, because you guys know the Celtics team, when they get into scoring lulls, it's not pretty.
Yeah.
Like, they consistently get into scoring lulls, and it's sickening to watch. You tell me Bradley Beal wouldn't be able to stop those lulls? He'd stop it in the snap of a finger, literally.
Yeah.
So that's just me. I mean, the Celtics, they did get a little bit better, but I think Danny is going to be aggressive this offseason. Go get Bradley Beal and try to actually contend again in the East, because you're not doing it this year. Try to get Bradley Beal. Re-sign Evan Fournier as part of your bench. Try to add a few veteran pieces off the bench, and let's ride next season, because this season, you're not winning a thing. You're going to be lucky to get out of the first round. Plain and simple. Any final thoughts, guys, before we wrap up for the night?
Just go Sox. Let's get off on a winning foot.
Let's get it going. Hopefully the Red Sox can get some wins this year. CouchGuySports.com. Check out everything. Manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with the code LLP. Matty B, I believe this is your Legends Lingo debut, right?
It is, yeah.
Very glad to have you on. No matter
Love
what, you're going to be back on at some point.
I hope I'm here for long-term future.
We will definitely see what happens. We're going to have some conversations, and we're going to see what happens. No matter what, you'll be a part of it in the future.
I look forward to it.
Good. If nothing else for tonight, Matty Burnett's over there. We got Powder. I'm your host, Al. Thank you for listening. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and everywhere else where you can find podcasts. We're also on Couch Guy Sports YouTube page, so go check that out. Thank you for listening to episode 114, and we'll see you next week for episode 115.
Yes, sir.